Good day everyone! Welcome sa ating panibagong video. So in this video, we will discuss about the rational root theorem. So after we discuss the factor theorem and the remainder theorem, it's now time to discuss the rational root theorem. So ano nga ba yung rational root theorem? So from the word ratio. So in rational root theorem, we will deal with the ratio P over Q. So ano ba yung P over Q? This P refers to the factors of the constant term. Okay? While Q refers to the leading, or should I say the factors. This is the factors of the leading coefficient in a given polynomial equation. So this is the factors of leading coefficient. So yun yung tatanda natin when we say rational root theorem, that's P over Q, where P are the factors of the constant term and Q are the factors of the leading coefficient. So this ratio, we're going to use that as our basis, as our trials in identifying the real roots of a given polynomial equation. So let's have an example. Finding the roots of a polynomial or polynomial equations. Find all real roots of the following equation. Next, write each polynomial on the left side of the equation in factored form. Show your complete solutions. So as you can see, the examples here are not in factored form. So we cannot automatically identify the real roots. The same kung ano yung ginawa natin sa isang video, na naka-factored na siya, so madali lang siyang ma-identify yung real roots. Not unlike this one, iba po yung format. So, nasa standard form po siya. So, gagamitan natin siya ng rational root theorem. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. So, sa rational root theorem, as we discussed a while ago, it is denoted as P over Q. Now, yung P, yun yung factors ng constant term. So, sa example number 1, ano ba yung constant term natin? So, the constant term is this one, 32. Okay, for Q naman, it is the factors of the leading coefficient. So, the leading coefficient here is, this is the leading term, yung x cube. Pero yung coefficient ng x cube is understood, meron yan siyang 1, di ba? So this is the leading coefficient. So let's apply the rational root theorem. So let's rewrite first the equation x cubed minus 10x squared plus 32x minus 32. Okay. So for number 1, the given is x cubed minus 10x squared plus 32x plus 32x minus 32 is equal to 0. So let's double check if tama ba yung ating given. X cubed, 10 minus 10x squared plus 32x minus 32. Okay, so this is the given. Now, identify muna natin yung P. So the P is the factors of the constant term. So ano ba yung mga factors ng 32? So we will start from 1, and 32. 1 and 32 are factors of 32 because 1 times 32 is 32. Another one we have 8 times 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. So 8 and 4 are factors of 32. Meron pa ba? So we have 2 and 16. 2 times 16 is 32. So 2 and 16 are factors of 32. Meron pa ba? Okay, wala na. But we have also to include the negative of our factors because negative 1 times negative 32 is equal to 32. Tama? Negative 8 times negative 4 is also 32. So they are also part of our P. So ibig sabihin, this one, pwede natin isali yung positive negative 1, positive negative 32, positive negative 8, positive negative 4, positive negative 2, and positive negative 1. So, dapat kasali yung negative numbers because negative numbers, when we multiply that to negative numbers will give a positive. So, factors pa rin siya ng ating constant term. Okay, next, we have Q. Ano yung Q? Yun yung factors of leading coefficient. So, our leading coefficient here is, sinabi ko kanina, is 1. So, what are the factors of 1? So, the factors 1 is only itself. So, that is positive, negative, 1. So, sinali ko rin yung positive and negative. It is because negative 1 times negative 1 will give us positive 1. Okay, next. Next is the P over Q or the rational root. The possible rational root or yung P over Q. Ang P over Q is this one, yung lahat ng factors ng P divided by 1. So, 1 divided by 1 is 1. Negative 1 divided by 1 is negative 1. 32 divided by 1 is 32. 32 divided by negative 1 is negative 32. Ibig sabihin, since yung ating denominator is only 1, positive, negative 1, so ang ating P over Q is ito pa rin. Itong lahat ng factors ng P. So we will just copy. So that is positive, negative 1, positive, negative 32, positive, negative 8, positive, negative 4, positive, negative 2, and positive, negative 16. So this one, ang tawag dito, ito yung tinatawag natin na possible rational roots or the PRR. Ibig sabihin, we will find the real roots from this set of numbers. Pwede maging positive 1, pwede negative 1, pwede rin negative 32, pwede positive 32, pwede si 8, pwede negative 8, pwede 4, pwede negative 4, pwede 2, pwede negative 2, pwede 16, pwede negative 16. So there are how many possible rational roots? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to choose ilan ba yung hinahanap natin na real roots? Diba ang degree, the degree of our polynomial expression is 3. So ibig sabihin, we're going to find at most 3 real roots. So tatlo yung hahanapin natin. So Out of these 12 possible rational roots, pipili tayo ng tatlo na real roots. In what way? In our factor theorem, we discussed that if if the remainder is equal to 0, then that number, that expression, uh, that binomial is a factor of a given polynomial expression. Ibig sabihin, we will use the remainder, the factor theorem in dealing this one. So, dapat mapalabas natin that the remainder is equal to 0 para masabi natin na factor siya. Pag factor siya, ibig sabihin, rational roots siya. Ibig sabihin, real roots siya ng given expression. Okay, sige. In this case, we will have the trial and error. So, gamitan natin siya. So, ito yung masasuggest ko sa inyo para mas madali lang siya. Gagamitan lang natin siya ng synthetic division. Because in synthetic division, after ng first trial or second trial ninyo, kung na-identify ninyo na may remainder siya na 0, you can have your depressed equation. When we say depressed equation, pinaliit natin yung given expression, given polynomial equation. Sige. We will try our first trial. Trial number 1. Trial 1. Sige, i-try natin when the value of x natin or yung ating factor dito, try natin dito, yung p over q natin, try natin positive 1. So using the synthetic division, we will write first the coefficient. So we have 1, negative 10. Ano pa ba? Negative 10, 32, and negative 32. So as you can see, yung ating given, wala siyang missing terms. There is no missing term here. So wala tayong i-insert na 0. So our first trial is 1. Okay. So dapat mapalabas natin that the remainder is 0. Pag remainder is 0, we can say that that number is a factor, is a real root. Okay, bring down 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. Negative 9. So, ito is 22. 23. Tapos, 23. Negative 9. Okay. Since the remainder is not equal to 0, the remainder is negative 9. So, yung 1 natin is not a real root. This one is not a real root. Hindi siya real root. Sige. Let's try trial 2. Trial 2. Let's try negative 1. So, kokopyahin na lang natin. It's negative 1. So, 1, negative 10. 32. Negative 32. So, 1, negative 1, negative 11. 11. So, this is 43. Negative 43. So, the answer is negative 75. So, hindi rin 0. So, negative 1 is not a real root. So, in this case, Medyo marami kasi yung possible rational roots natin, no? So, ganun yung process. So, we will have trials. Hanggang sa makita nyo na yung remainder natin is equal to 0. So, we can say that that is a real root. Sige. Itong 2, try natin itong 2. Sige, pangatlong trial na tayo. Pero sa solution nyo, kung sa first pa lang na-identify nyo yung real roots, that's better. No? Kung na-identify nyo, mas magandang ganun. So, kung hindi pa nyo na-identify, just continue using the synthetic division. Sige, 2. Tapos, yung coefficient natin dito, ito. So, 1. So, this is 2. Negative 8. Tapos, 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. 32 minus negative 16 is 16. Then 16 times 2 is 32. 0. So since the remainder is equal to 0, so we can say that real root. So 2 is a real root. Okay. Sige, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na this, mas maganda na gamitan natin siya ng synthetic division because we can have a depressed equation. Ito siya, itong given dito, pwede natin siyang gawing depressed equation. So, ano yung depressed equation? Pinaliit natin siya. So, since the degree of our polynomial is cube, so ang magiging sagot natin, di ba, magsasubtract lang tayo ng 1 exponent sa degree natin. So, maging x squared na lang ito siya. So, this one, ang depressed natin is x squared minus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0. So, this is our new equation. It is called the depressed equation. Depressed equation. Ayan yung depressed equation natin. So, napansin nyo dito, nasa quadratic equation na tayo. So, pwede na nating i-apply kung ano yung mga natutunan natin sa ating previous lesson sa grade 9 on how to find the roots in a quadratic equation. So, pwede tayo dito we can do factoring here. So, if we're going to factor this out, ano yung factors ng 8 that will give you a sum of negative 8? Ano yung factors ng 16? So, pwede siyang 4 times 4. Diba? So, pwede siyang 4 times 4. So, ibig sabihin, x dito, x, tapos 4 and 4. Then the sign is negative. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4, negative 4x. Negative 4x times, negative 4 times x, negative 4 is dalawang negative 4x as negative x, 8x. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. So this is the factored 4. After that, pwede na natin ma-identify yung values ng ating x or yung ating real root. So the first one is x minus 4 is equal to 0. And the other one is ganun pa rin. X minus 4 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 4. And the other one is x is equal to 4. Ibig sabihin, na-identify na natin yung ating real roots na hinahanap. Tatlong real roots na hinahanap. So we have, the real roots are the real roots are, ano yung first na identify natin? 2, 2, tapos 4, tapos yung 4 natin is 2 times siya nag-appear. So, yan yung ating real roots. And of course, the problem is also asking us to write each polynomial on the left side of the equation in factored form. So, gawin natin siyang factored form. Ipa-factored form natin ito, para yung given natin. Our given is this one, gawin natin factored form. So, the factored form of this one is the factored form is, ito yung first, saan yung first natin? Ito, 2. When x is equal to 2, so that is x is equal to 2. Tapos gawin natin siyang binomial expression. So, i-transpose lang itong 2 dito. So, x minus 2. Tama? Tapos, naiwan sa kabila is 0, diba? So, x minus 2 yung ating first factor. So, that is x minus 2 times itong next natin, diba? Itong x minus 4. So, that is x minus 4. Para ma-factor talaga siya, hindi na natin kailangan ulitin si x minus 4. Instead, we can write squared here that signify dalawang ulit yung x minus 4 is equal to 0. So this one is the factored form of our given polynomial equation. So x minus 2 times the square of x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. In this case, ito siya. Actually, dito, kung nahihirapan kayong gamitan siya ng ways on how to solve quadratic equation, yung 4 ways, actually, pwede naman kayong gumamit din dito gamitan nyo siya ng synthetic division. Halimbawa, kung gusto nyo ipagpatuloy natin using synthetic division here, so magiging ganito. Ano ba yung coefficient natin? Let's say 1, tapos negative 8, negative 8, 16. So, dito yung mga trials. So, magkakaroon naman tayo ng trials. Pero yung trials natin, instead of having 12 trials, 12 the possible rational roots, since hanggang 16 lang man yung ating constant doon, so mawawala na itong si 32, 32. Si 32. So 16, 16 ang factors niya is 8 and 2, ano pa ba? 8 and 2, 4 times 4 and 1 and 16. So since nalalaman na natin dito yung answer, so try natin yung 4 using synthetic division. So 4, 1 is 4, negative 4, negative 16. So 0. After that, so yung 4 nating solution niya siya, ito siya. Kung gusto niyo pang paliitin talaga yung ating equation, polynomial expression, pwede naman din. So, since x squared yun siya, minus 1 exponent, so naging x na lang siya, minus 4 is equal to 0. So, this one is, madali na lang kasi nasa linear siya. So, you can automatically identify the roots, that is x is equal to 4. So, yun yung mga ways. Actually, you can also use evaluating polynomial. Kung gusto nyo gamitan siya ng evaluating polynomial, pwede naman din para diretso na din sa calculator. I-key in na lang ninyo sa calculator yung mga numbers, yung mga data na kailangan. Pwede rin evaluating polynomials. Pero mas suggest ko mas maganda yung depressed equation, lalong-lalo na pag inaas tayo na i-convert siya into factored form para makita natin kagad yung sagot doon yung sa factored form. So, yun siya ang sagot natin. So, the factors are 2, 4, tapos 2 times yung 4. So, tatlo. Tatlo kasi hinahanap natin na real roots. Sige. Let's try number 2. So, number 2 is x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6. X cubed, nakalimutan ko, x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6 ba yan? Minus 6. Minus 6 is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay, so identify natin yung P. Ano ba yung P? Ito yung factors ng ating constant term. So the P here is positive, negative 6, positive, negative 1. Ano pang factors ng 6? Positive, negative 2, and positive, negative 3. Yan lang ba? Ayan lang. So, yung Q natin, yung factors ng leading coefficient. So, since 1 lang siya, so ang factors lang ng ating Q is positive, negative 1. Since ang value ng Q natin is positive, negative 1 lang man din, we will just copy the value of P here, the factors of P. So, positive, negative 6, positive, negative 1, positive, negative 2, and positive, negative 3. Okay, from this, ito yung ating PRR, diba? So, possible, rational, roots. So, dito tayo pipili ng ating tatlong real roots. So, there are 8 possible rational roots. So, out of that 8, tatlo dyan ang real roots. Sige, we will use synthetic division. We will have the first trial. First trial natin is when x is equal to, ano kaya, ang value ng ating, ano factors dito? Sige, try natin yung 2. So, the coefficients are 1, negative 6. Walang missing terms, no? So, no need to insert 0, and negative 6. So, yung first trial natin. Tingnan natin. So, bring down 1, 2, negative 4, negative 8, 3, 6, and the remainder is 0. So, 2 is a real root. So, meron tayong isang sagot. Next, para medyo lumiit yung ating equation, i-depress equation natin siya. So, this will become x squared na siya kasi cube man yun doon, di ba? Cube. So, x squared na yan siya minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, this one, you can use the factoring. Pwede siya factoring, di ba? Ano yung factors ng 3 that will give us a sum of negative 4? So that's negative 1 and negative 3. Because negative 3 times negative 1 is 3. Tapos pag i-add natin yung negative 1, negative 3, negative 4. So yun yung factors natin. So x minus 1, x minus 3 is equal to 0. The first one is x minus 1 is equal to 0. Tapos x minus 3 is equal to 0. So, first one is x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. So, meron na tayong sagot. Tatlo na siya. So, 2, 1, and 3. So, the real roots are anong nangyari sa ballpen natin? Are 2, 1, and 3. So, the factored form ng ating polynomial equation we have, ito siya, ito kasi siya, itong 2 magiging x is equal to 2. Yan siya, diba? So, x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, x minus 2 yan siya. So, the factored form is x minus 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. So, yan na yung factored form ng ating polynomial equation. So, imagine kung ito lang yung given, naka-factored form lang siya, automatic ma-identify natin yung rational, yung real roots natin, which is 2 to 2 to 1. Ito naman is 3. So, naka-factored form. Pero kung hindi siya naka-factored form, tulad ng mga examples na binigay, we need to use the rational roots theorem. That's P over Q. Okay, so hahatiin natin yung video, no? So, i-end ko na yung video na ito dito. We will discuss itong 3 and 4 sa ating panibagong video. Kasi itong 3 and 4 is iba yung kanilang especially yung number 4 kasi yung leading coefficient natin is 3 dito. So, sa isang video na lang natin ito i-discuss sa panibagong video. May mga times din na hindi hindi na ibibigay lahat ng ng real roots kasi some of the roots are imaginary. Tulad ng number 3, ang sagot kasi dito, ang dalawa or isa dito na roots are imaginary, not real roots. So, paano kung ganun? So, i-discuss natin yung 3 and 4 sa panibagong video. So, yun lang sana may natutunan kayo sa video na to. Thank you and have a good day, everyone.